Certainly most of you don't know this weapon too much, the FAMAS Survivor Z from the Shadow collection, but let me tell you one thing about this skin. It may not look like a desirable skin, in the factory new condition to be exact, but as I will show you up on the market, this skin is currently completely exploding in price. The factory new version is reaching new all-time highs. I mean, generally speaking, a lot of people are switching to mil-spec investments because they do believe that some of these blue skins in the future will be relatively desirable just because the supply won't be there and you can never recover them. Meanwhile, all the traded up skins that you can't use up for trade ups anymore, for example, will be stuck with you, right? So as you can see up on the graph, this skin has been worth around like 6 euros and we're reaching like now almost 20, which is kind of insane if you ask me. The cheapest buy request are at 18 euros and 90 cents, somewhere in that area. I think this skin is definitely pumped, but it could also go even higher. Be very careful on it. Always make your own research up on these investments. And back in the day, this skin was even like 50 cents. And the highest it was sold is currently the price that we're at right now. Because for example, if we're honest, who is actually buying this skin to use it as a play skin, right? Or unless this person is using this maybe for trade ups, who knows? But as you can see, there's not many sold daily, sometimes one piece, sometimes two pieces. And recently, as you can see here, 16 have been sold, which is kind of insane in my opinion, for this high price as well. 11 pieces for 18 euros. So this is definitely looking unnatural. Maybe it's not a lot of people doing this, but I don't really believe that this skin is so desirable. Also here have been sold around like 44 pieces. I think it was a decent price. This could have been the start of all of this. I'm not quite sure what's currently happening to the skin. It's going insane. It's a purple in the factory new condition. It costs around like 7 to 6 euros on third-party websites. You can find maybe even better deals up on these. Obviously up on the Steam community market, it is always kind of volatile. Some people are selling the items for way too cheap sometimes. So you can definitely go and set some buy orders. Who knows, maybe it hits. But in the past few weeks, we went from like 9 euros, 9 € and 50 all the way down to already like 7 euros and 40 cents up on the Steam community market currently. And generally speaking, this skin was not expensive at all. Before the gold trade up update, it was worth around like 2 euros and went all the way up to like 8 euros, which was kind of insane, and then crashed all the way down again to 2 euros. It was the golden opportunity, the golden entry point into the market, with risen again to 6 euros and 90 cents, rebounded back down to 4 euros, which is kind of very volatile. As you can see, it's going up and down all the time. And in the past month, we've been going down slightly in price. It has been also sold for over 10 euros up on the Steam community market at this point. Are you tired of super expensive Steams up on the community market and you want to buy some new ones? Up on Skinland, you have the best possible market prices for these skins. No hidden commissions, a 24/7 service, 100% safe, and you get immediate payouts. Skinland also pays out instantly, so you don't have to wait for your balance to arrive. Ever since the latest Valve update, you can still trade your skins here and Legends trade here. Skinland is the official partner of Vitality. The best work with the best, even Vitality chooses Skinland. And if you want to sell your skins, here's a bonus for you. If you use my promo code RubyJetski, you get $10 for free if you sell your skins for $100. And thank you Skinland for sponsoring this video. As you can see, there's currently like 16,000 listings up on the Steam community market for the Spectrum 2 case. And daily, a lot of people are still buying these cases. You would wonder yourself how many here are actually getting sold, like in 1 hour over 500, which is kind of insane in my opinion, even at these high prices. This case is relatively pricey, but I know the supply is not there. In the future, this can go even higher. I mean, we've been at all-time highs previously before for almost like 5 euros, somewhere in that area, as you can see, 4 euros and 58 cents. And then we went slightly sideways here. It was a great opportunity to enter the market, and right now cases are rising up yet again. As you can see, a lot of these are getting bought actually. And obviously this is no secret, ever since the gold trade up update, eventually less people started opening cases because they like trade ups more, right? But trade ups are kind of expensive and not everyone can do it, so that's why the case numbers and case unboxing numbers are still there. They're slightly slower, but in the future it's gonna take maybe a little bit longer, a couple of more years for some of these cases to really start rising up again, but I think it's definitely worth the wait. And also, we're currently doing the Desert Eagle Serpent Strike giveaway. If you want to participate and win this skin, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up on this video, comment something down below, and make sure that your Steam trade link is in your YouTube description so I can see it and send you the skin right away if you win. I wish to all of you the best of luck, and let's get right into the next investment on our list. I also think you should be staying actually away from Spectrum 2 purples because it's kind of very volatile. The market is not very saturated right now and a lot of people are going other directions. As you know, I've been investing into the slaloms from the graphic design collection, and I've gotten a couple of them in the field tested condition, minimal wear, and factory new as well, a couple of these. these are definitely nice investments long term. Obviously the factory new condition upon these is very expensive, but I think down the line these will be used up and the supply upon these skins is actually not huge. I think it's definitely worth going for this. I mean, obviously these are very demanded because these are direct trade ups, for example for the Stargate, and the conditions upon these are very important, right? So I think this is one of those collections that cannot be compared to any other collection in the Armory because it has been for such a short time around, right? 5 out of 7 blues from the Spectrum collection have actually no float cap, which makes them practically not that useful, and I will be definitely very careful with this collection. Also, there is something very interesting about the Desert Eagle Directive, also a purple skin, but from the Gamma collection, from the Gamma 2 collection to be exact. This one is in the factory new condition, and no one actually knows this fact, maybe most of you don't, but this has the same float cap as the Tech 9 Whiteout, and the factory new conditions are currently worth only like 140 euros up on the Steam community market, which is not very expensive compared, for example, to the Tech 9. And ever since these cases are going distinct already for a couple of years, and in the future the supply will only decrease, I think these skins are also very interesting to look at. I mean, some collectors might actually enjoy them, but personally this is definitely not the best looking Deagle skin out there. As you can see up on the Steam community market, some of these have been sold for 435 euros, to be exact 4 of these. Currently there's like 3 pages of these Deagles out there, and the cheapest buy order is currently at 136 euros. Sometimes this Deagle is getting sold for like 130, and on third-party websites you can definitely find even better deals. Obviously the Tech 9 Whiteout is looking way better and the hype is currently on it, but I think this does also have potential and I wanted to mention it. The Famas Night Borre from the Norse collection, not a lot of people are actually talking about this skin, alright? This is a grey skin from the Norse collection, one of my favorite collections in the game, you could argue, and this is the factory new condition. It was worth around like 20 euros just a few days ago up on the Steam community market, but ever since it has already exploded up to 30, which is kind of insane if you ask me. I mean, it already is selling at almost like 40 euros, and we've been like at 24 before, like on the 25th of April. This skin is definitely not very desirable. The supply is also not huge. For a grey skin there's like only 2 pages, very rare and discontinued skin, and in the factory new condition these are super rare red, so you can't get them that easily. But on third-party websites prices might be actually better, but this is currently pumped. I will be staying away from this skin. Maybe if it goes down lower I will be definitely buying it or setting some buy orders, just like some of these guys, because this guy has, for example, set buy orders for 36 euros up on the Steam community market, 5 of these to be exact. Speaking of Famas, the CaliCamo from the 2021 Mirage collection, this skin has been performing crazy lately. It has risen in price a lot. My most favorite part about this skin is that it looks completely scratched, right? It looks like it's a battle scout condition or something, but this is the factory new condition. This is how this skin is looking, unfortunately, but still it has performed crazy up on the Steam community market. I wanted to mention how crazy this skin has actually risen. I mean, as you can see, this gray skin has been worth around like what, a couple of years up on the Steam community market not too long ago, December, January of 2026, and ever since, as you can see, this skin has exploded up to like 40 euros. Currently we're at 55, 57, it's the highest it has been sold, maybe even higher, but we're currently going like crazy. There's only 3 of these listed up on the Steam community market, which is insane if you ask me. All of these have been bought up. I'm not sure what's gonna happen if there's gonna be none of these up on the Steam community market. Prices could reach astronomical heights. The minimal wear version was also just a couple of euros not too long ago, and ever since it has completely exploded. I mean, this past week the cheapest it has been was like 8 euros. 2 of these have been sold, even cheaper sometimes on third-party websites. I'm not saying go for the minimal wear condition, but the factory new condition is so much more expensive. But at this point the minimal wear version will be definitely also rising. That's at least my own prediction upon it. The Glock 18 Green Line, but in the Battle Scout condition, yes, in the Battle Scout condition, could be also very interesting, because I have a feeling that in the future there might be some people out there that could be maybe using this Glock in order to get the Tech 9 in the Battle Scout condition, because the extra want this skin looking bad, for example, just like the Asimov. And I mean, that's just my own prediction, but I think there's maybe something to this story, and the Battle Scout condition of the factory new Tech 9 Whiteout could see also maybe some kind of hype maybe in the future. But definitely be very careful, this is very speculative of me, and I really do enjoy this green line because it still looks very good in game. We've checked it out in our previous videos, so if you're interested in other CS2 investment videos, definitely go ahead and watch my other videos.